Thank you for joining me. Today we will take a look at the CEO of EA's statements regarding Dragon Age The Veilguard and how the game's failure will make EA products worse in the future. The Veilguard was not a financial success, and EA's CEO will make us pay for it. Today's speech is more on the short side because EA is the most boring and uninspired publisher in the games industry, and their anti-consumer practices have an effect on me that young, hip people would describe as harshing my vibe. It is difficult and it takes significant time to research EA's statistics because I have to keep fact-checking, as it seems impossible that a games publisher can operate with such blatant disregard for the quality of their products and still function as a business. Yet here we are. Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA, has recently made statements regarding the commercial failure of Dragon Age The Veilguard. To quote Mr. Wilson, "In order to break out beyond the core audience, games need to directly connect to the evolving demands of players who increasingly seek shared world features and deeper engagement alongside high-quality narratives in this beloved category." In the industry, the technical term to describe this kind of statement is word salad. What does Wilson mean by this? Let's take a closer look. But first, on a side note, I want to ask you, who do you think does the most work when it comes to making a game? Who spends the most time and requires the highest amount of skill? Is it programmers? Artists? In 2024, the highest paid employee of EA was the CEO, Andrew Wilson, being paid $25.64 million. On average, a game developer earns 0.04% of what the CEO earns. The CEO earns 23.3 times what the game developer earns. Is the CEO doing 23 times the amount of work? I wonder. EA's most profitable IP is FIFA. The games are highly profitable due to increasingly extreme predatory practices. The brand of FIFA is recognizable. EA can copy and paste and resell the exact same soccer or football game every single year. This means operating costs are low since it is the same game every single time, and they know that their audience will buy it. If they want to make a game more profitable, they don't have to make the game better in quality. All they have to do is increase the price of loot boxes and reduce the rate of acquiring desirable items. Normally, when a business does poorly, they are put under financial pressure to do better. EA has found a way to cheat the system. They can skate over any of their business and functional failures by adjusting the price and drop rates of their loot boxes, thus offsetting any financial failures. In FIFA, you buy a pack and randomly receive players. Mechanically, the player who spends the most money will have significant advantages over other players. Every year, EA can just copy and paste the same game again, changing the number of the year, resetting all players to square one, then the players will have to throw money into the monetization system all over again. Repackaging the same game, changing one number in the title, making players feel obligated to pay into the gambling system all over again. I want to ask you something as a gamer. Does this sound fun? Does this sound fair? Is this a good example to set for the games industry? In a recent title, FIFA Ultimate Team, it would cost players reportedly around £40,000 or $50,000 of real money to be able to afford all of the best players in the game. The best-selling computer game in the UK in 2023 and 2024 has been EA Sports FC 24 and 25. Unfortunately, there isn't any way to stop EA from pushing this anti-consumer practice further. With the FIFA brand, they basically have a blank check to do whatever they want. What they want is to take more and more money from gamers. The only potential way to stop EA from taking advantage of gamers is for people to stop buying their games and stop paying into the predatory loot box microtransactions. But we all know that's not going to happen. You, I, and EA know that people will just keep buying games based on a brand name and IP, and EA will keep taking advantage of that. This is the publisher in charge of Dragon Age The Veilguard and the upcoming Mass Effect 5. In a previous earnings call last year, Wilson said he has been playing the next Battlefield game with the development team, and it will be a tremendous live service. Wilson says that Dragon Age The Veilguard would have been a success if it was a live service game. His philosophy toward profitability is well documented and public. Andrew Wilson of EA is lying about Dragon Age. But why is the CEO of EA lying? EA has found the perfect recipe to produce lazy, low-effort products which prey on people who are susceptible to gambling addiction and those willing to pay to have an advantage over other players. With this approach, you do not need to make a good quality product to be profitable. Investors don't care about quality, they care about profitability. The problem here is that there are no limits to how predatory a company like EA can and will become. They will influence other publishers and developers to not focus on quality, but instead predatory monetization to maximize profitability. There is no moral boundary or line that EA will not cross. What the CEO of EA actually means to say is that Dragon Age The Veilguard failed because it did not implement predatory monetization. Financially, it would have earned EA more money. But would it really make people like the game more? Thanks for joining me today. And remember, my fellow gamers, pay on. Game on. I mean game on. Jesus, what you get for looking at EA all day.